Tam O Shanter by Robert Burns. When Chapman billies leave the street, and drowthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy, and getting fou and unca happy, we think now on the long Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles, that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulky sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth found honest Tam O Shanter, as he frae air ae night did canter, all there where ne'er a town surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tam, hadst thou been sae wise, as to teen thy ain Kate's wife's advice, she told thee well thou was a skellum, a bletherin, blustering, drunken blellum, that frae November till October, ae market day thou wasna sober, that ilka milder wi' the miller, thou sat as long as thou had siller, that every naig was cad a shoe on, the smith and thee goat roaring fou on, that at the Lord's house even on Sunday, thou drank wi' Curtin Jean till Monday. She prophesied that later soon thou would be found drowned in Doon, or catched wi' warlocks in the murk by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how many counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advices the husband frae the wife despises. But to our tale in market night, Tam had got planted unco right, fast by Ingle bleezing finely, where Reeman sats that drank divinely, and at his elbow Suitor Johnny, his ancient trusty drouthy crony. Tam loathed him like a brother, they'd been for weeks together, the night drave on with songs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favour secrets sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without made rare and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care mad to see a man sae happy, he'd drowned himself among the nappy, as bees flee hame wi' ladies a treasure, the minutes winged their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er the hills o' life's victorious. But pleasures are like poppy spread, you seize the flower its bloom is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white then melts forever, or like the borealis race, that fit ear can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form, vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time nor tide, the hour approaches, Tam maun ride. The hour o' night's black arch the keystane, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and sick a night he tacks the road in, as near poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as twad blan its last, the rattling showers rose on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand, the deil had business on his hand. Wheel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his good blue bonnet, whilst crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where ghasts and hoolits nightly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapmen smored, and past the birks and meikle stane, where drunken Charlie brak necks bane, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters found the murdered bairn, and near the Thor aboon the well, where Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him Doon pours all his floods, the Dublin storm rose through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkalloway seemed in a breeze. Through ilka bore the bleams were grancing, and loud resented mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold journey barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn. We tip and we fear nae evil, we will face the devil, The swats sae reamed in Tammy's noddle, fair play he carnae deals a boddle. But Maggie stood right sair astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she'd ventured forward on the light, and wow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae Cotillon Brent knew fae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape o' beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie them music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gart them skirl, till roof and rafters a did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses, that showed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrap slate, each in its cod hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the haly table a murder's bairns and gibbet airns, twa span lang wee unchristened bairns, a thief new cutted frae a rape, wi' his last gap his gobbed gape, 5 tomahawks wi' blood red rusted, 5 scimitars wi' murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain sign of life bereft, the grey hairs yet stuck to the heft, wi' mair of horrible and awfu', which even to name would be unlawfu'. 3 lawyers' tongues turned inside out, wi' lies seamed like a beggar's clout. 3 priests' hearts rotten black as muck, lay stinking vile in every nook. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleekit, till ilka carlin swat and reekit, and cooshed her duddies to their wark, and linkit atin her curry sark. Now Tam O Tam, had they been queens, a plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks instead of creasy flynin', been snap white 1700 linen, their breeks o' mine only might bear, that eens was plush o' good blonde hair. I wouldna gie them off my hurdies, for a blink o' the bonny birdies, but widna beldams auld and droll, rig woody hags and speed a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock, I wonder didna turn my stomach. But Tam kent what was fought the brawly. There was a winsome wench in Whalley that night enlisted in the corps, long after kenned on Carrick shore. Fin mony a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shoot meikle bairn, corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' paisley han, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude so sorely scanty, it was her best and she was vanty. Ah, little kenned the revered granny, that sark she croft for her wee nanny, wi' twa pun Scots, 'twas a her riches, whatever grassed a dance o' witches. But hear my muse her wing maun cower, sick flights are far beyond her power, to sing now Nanny lap and flang, a supple jade she was and strang, and how Tam stood like in bewitched, and thought this very e'en enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged fud fain, and hotched and blew but might and main, till first they caper seen another. Tam tint his reason with a gither, and roars out, "Weel done, cutty sark!" And in an instant all was dark, and scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish region sallied. As bees bizz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike, as open pussy's mortal foals, when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd, when catch the thief resounds aloud, so Maggie runs, the witches follow, with mony an eldritch screeching hollow. Ah Tam, they'll get thy farin', in hell they'll roast thee weel like a herrin'. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming, Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystone o'er the breg. Why there at them thou damn my tail may cross, a running stream they darena cross. But ere the keystone she could make, the faint a tail she had to shake, for Nanny far before the rest, hard upon Nagel's Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little wist she was Maggie's mettle, as spring brought off her master hail, but left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin clout her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now wha this tale of truth shall read, like man and mother son take heed, whene'er to drink you are inclined, or cutty sarks run in your mind. Think you may buy the Joes of idea. Remember Tam O Shanter's mare. Thank you.